What are you playing with? I want to frame Zhongliang, he. Hey, I'm going to make you a Peking duck. The little evil scolded while staining the cloth with kerosene, lit the fire and quickly went to the gambling house, and then threw the kerosene in, and the kerosene barrel was poured, and the kerosene flowed out and touched the sparks, and immediately boom, burned, and it didn't take long for the tongue of fire to swallow the entire gambling house, splitting and crackling, and burning extremely violently. Fight the fire! Oh no, let's set it on fire! Someone had already discovered the fire and desperately shouted for help. When Xiaoxie heard this, he knew that it was a good opportunity to get out, but he didn't care about watching the excitement anymore, turned over and left the city, and threw it in the direction of Helen Mountain. After running for 3 or 4 hours, he found a small village, but he didn't want to enter, so he immediately found a land temple nearby, and nested inside. He thought, I had a fight with the old monster in the morning, and I was also a little injured, and now I am tired enough to run such a long way, and they want to chase me, but it is not so simple. It is better to have a good rest, and tomorrow it is better to deal with other things. Stretch out, he's already asleep. The starry night is good, the moonlight is sultry, and the little bugs are chirping softly, which is very ridiculous. Suddenly, Xiaoxie woke up in the middle of the night. This is his habitual action, and he was already uneasy in his heart. He thought, how could it be the enemy could not have chased after him right now? As long as there was an unwitting danger approaching, the little evil spirits would stir up in their hearts, and they would feel uneasy. Feng Gu! Wow! Exclaimed the little evil one. Grandmas, hee, people are not as good as heaven, damn! Why am I so stupid? Feng Gu must not have much to do with the gambling house. He used the pretense of seeing the workshop to cover their whereabouts, and now that the gambling house is on fire, she is gone, she is nothing, only busy with those black scarf killers, so he has already found those black turban killers. The little evil heart trembled, and immediately flew up the tree to look into the distance, and shouted, sure enough, they have caught up, and there are not a few. I have to run for my life quickly. Thinking of this, he immediately turned over and swept westward, only to walk a few feet. He had muttered in his heart, fuck. There are so many people in ambush in the west. According to this view, they are bound to win today. Wow Jia. I, Yang Xiaoxie, am dead this time. Black-skinned Niang. I died before I even played my life, so I am so mixed. As soon as the voice landed, it flashed into a pile of grass and waited, and sure enough, 3 black-scarfed masked men had already found him. Xiaoxie looked at the 3 black scarf killers, and said in his heart, catch one and ask. He raised his hand and shot a magic weapon dice to hit the last black turban killer's life hole, and the black scarf killer immediately planted it, and the little evil swept forward and hugged the black turban killer and ran back to the same place. Wow! Xiaoxie sighed and exclaimed, it's so useless. That's right. He immediately pulled off the black scarf killer's clothes and mask and put them on himself, and then hid the masked man in a secret place, and then blended in with them. This trick works, hee. Xiaoxie smirked smugly as he searched. After searching for nearly 3 hours, it was almost dawn. Feng Gu was very anxious when she saw that everyone was fruitless, and gathered the leader-level cotters and asked, first team, have you found it? Nope. What about the other teams? Nope. Feng Gu said, okay, advance another 50 miles, be sure to find him. The captain of the second team said, helmsman, maybe Nas is no longer here. Feng Gu said, someone saw him near Xiaochuan village, he couldn't be wrong, search quickly. Yes, the crowd immediately pushed forward another 50 miles. Xiaoxie also followed, he thought that if he went now, they would definitely catch up again, and when they dispersed for a while, he would take the opportunity to slip away. Feng Gu also chased down. Soon Feng Gu walked to a mountainside, and the three people of Xiaoye's group were also on this mountainside. Feng Gu saw a subordinate and immediately asked, is there any news of that guy? Xiaoxie was afraid that Feng Gu would hear the voice, so he didn't dare to answer, but fortunately he didn't answer, because these black scarf killers were disfigured and couldn't speak, except for the leader captain and above, and could only use gestures or shake their heads to express themselves. The little evil escaped this catastrophe by luck, but the good times did not last long. When Feng Gu asked with no result, she waved her hand and said, you search from the left, and I will search from the right. The two black scarf killers nodded and said, and Yang Xiaoxie replied naturally yes. He thought about whether there should be any problems with this answer, who knew that the camouflage of this answer was immediately exposed, but it was a pity that Xiaoxie knew that he had been exposed, and he still pretended to be clear-eyed. Feng Gu suddenly heard someone answer, and she also froze. She shouted, you come here. She pointed at Yang Xiaoxie. The little evil Koran thought to herself, damn, what should she do if she doesn't die? It seems that she can't pretend. Bang! He hit the two black scarf killers who were next to him and shouted, come over quickly. At this kind of life and death juncture, only the big gangster like Xiao can be so happy. When the black scarf killer saw that Xiaoxie could speak, he thought that he must be a superior, and he didn't care whether Xiaoxie was true or not, so he immediately walked towards Feng Gu. It's not the two of you, it's you. Feng Gu pointed at Xiaoxie. Yang Xiaoxie smiled and said, Miss Feng, aren't you looking for me? I'm testing your hide-and-seek skills, hello. When Aunt Feng heard that it was Yang Xiaoxie, her mood was also a lot more relaxed and said, little brother, you have made me so hard, it's a shame that you are still in the mood to play hide-and-seek with me. Xiaoxie smiled, I don't know what Aunt Feng is looking for me. Feng Gu smiled and said, young brother, don't you like gambling very much? I deliberately gave you the auspicious gambling house, who knows that not only did you not want it, but also burned it. Xiaoxie smiled, there, if you want me to send a new one, don't you? Feng Gu said, little brother, in fact, it doesn't hurt if you want me to send you a new one. What do you think? Said that he was about to walk towards the little evil. Xiaoxie smiled, don't worry, Miss Feng, please stay, I don't dare to get too close to you, if you get close to me again, I can't afford to wait. Feng Gu stopped and said, little brother, do you really not accept our kindness at all? The little evil said, how dare you? I'm afraid that I will lose my nose and ears like them. He pointed to the two black turbaned killers next to him. I saw that the two black scarf killers trembled. Feng Gu also trembled for a moment. She knew that if she continued, these disfigured black scarf killers might fight back against her. She shouted, people are here. She has drawn out her male and female short swords to attack Xiaoxie. If you want to attack. Xiaoxie ran away, and turned around from time to time and scolded, "Dead Fenggu, I see that you are a woman, I don't want to embarrass you, who knows that you don't know what to do, you brought so many people to round me up, wait a moment I get angry, but I have to strip you naked and hang you on a tree, then you will know who I am." Fenggu didn't open her mouth and tried her best to chase after her, and other black scarf killers also surrounded her. "It's dawning." The little evil secretly complained bitterly. As soon as the morning dawned, it was even more difficult for him to escape, and he turned his head and shouted, "Little pump girl, you can do it, I am just a miserable orphan, why do you chase me so hard? What good will it do you to kill me?" Fenggu's body slowed down when she heard this, and at this time, only she was the closest to her, and the others were behind. Xiaoxie also slowed down and said, "Aunt Feng, I also know that you are ordered by others, you are more pitiful than me, maybe you have taken other people's poison, or you have a family member as a hostage in the hands of others, or there are other things that make you have to listen to them, but I believe that soon those demons will definitely die. If you tell me, if you can't catch me, I will be punished. If you tell me that you have a hard time, I will let you take it back. Aunt Feng, tell me something true." Okay, Xiaoxie is not stupid. He has guessed that with Fenggu is a girl at such a young age, she must not be able to control these outlaw killers, so it can be seen that she is also obedient to others. From the time when Xiaoxie begged for mercy, Fenggu's body trembled. Xiaoxie has felt that Fenggu is kind in nature, and is unwilling to hurt him, so Xiaoxie has thought of why he should not deal with the other enemy, and embarrass Fenggu. He feels that Fenggu is very pitiful, and he wants to help Fenggu if Fenggu is willing.